Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and today we're going to talk about Vineyard Acres Hole 5, which is a par 5 and is currently located in Tour number 8. So this is going to continue my Tour 8 breakdown and walkthrough. If you're looking for more Tour 8 advice, remember you can go to the playlist section of my channel and you can look at all the folders there. They're going to be organized very neatly so you can easily locate whatever you're looking for. And if you want to know what strategy I use to go into Tour number 8, you can check out the description below and see a link to my Tour 8 strategy video. Now, this hole right here, if you play it properly, a lot of times you're going to be able to win it in regulation, and it's going to make you become a better, more accurate, and a more patient golf clash player. Now, the patience part is key. That tends to go against what a lot of us like to play the game. Fast pace, hit the ball as far as possible, take risky shots. But if you play this hole the way that I'm going to show you how to play the hole, it'll make you a better player. It'll make you a more accurate player. And that will really show dividends in your tournament performance. This hole, we're going to go for a 3-shot kill. And I'm going to show you what I mean right now. So remember, the drive is played at 10% elevation. Everything else will be played at 0. I'm going to show you a full match replay first to where I'm going first here. Now, what you're going to see me do is pretty much every time we're going to go full top spin. Now, keep in mind, I have an extra mile level 8. I started Tour number 8 with an extra mile level 6. But the one thing you're going to notice here is I aim around the same spot every time. I normally aim under these tree branches, and I like to leave myself wiggle room right here. So I like to leave myself wiggle room on that right rough line in case I hit a great right shot. And I normally leave myself anywhere from 3/4 of a ring to a full ring of leeway just to be safe, okay? The one thing about this drive is the distance doesn't really matter at the end. So you don't have to worry about, in a lot of cases, overpowering your shot unless you're getting nasty headwind. All you need to do, literally, is just get past the trees. That's it. So take yourself a normal controlled shot. You can see here, 5.7 mile per hour wind. I'm basically just taking a normal shot. And all we want to do is punch the ball through here. And even I clip the rough and I roll out just fine. This is perfect. You can hit the ball further. You can hit it shorter. It's not going to matter in the end because we're going to be playing this hole the same way almost every time. Here the opponent just drove into the rough. No big deal. So he has to lay up on the fairway. Now, here is where a lot of people go wrong on this hole. And this is what I'm trying to show you. A lot of people go full top spin and they apply side spin to get yourself in this little area right here, right? So a lot of people try to punch the ball through here and up onto the green. I'll just be perfectly honest with you. You are very rarely going to make that shot on a consistent basis. Will you make it from time to time? Yes. Do I have replays in here showing me making it? Absolutely. At the end of this video, I do. But I will tell you that more times than not, if you hit a great shot, you're ending up here or you're ended up in here, okay? Now that is going to be a much harder shot to pick up the eagle on and win the hole in regulation. You'll probably go to a shootout. And if you pay attention, you're going to see your opponents try to do this. They're going to try to come up here in most cases. We are not going to be playing that shot. What we're going to do is we're going to lay up on the top of the fairway every single time, almost every single time. And let me show you why. All I'm trying to do here is just the top of the fairway and tuck it over into the left corner. So something like this. This is fine. You can see this is a straight dead shot to the hole. Now what I like about this is, oops, let me go back. Okay, so there we go. Now what I like about this is, this is our opponent's shot. So he misses. I like that we get to use our wedge every time. All right, there's a couple ways you can play your wedge. You can play it full top spin, or you can play it with a little bit of back spin and aim it at the hole. But like I said, I played at 0% elevation, And if your opponent lays up and you lay up, it's really going to come down to who's the more precise player, which is why I say it's going to make you a better player in the end. And we drop this in for the eagle, and we win the hole in regulation. Now, here's an opponent using a kingmaker. This is why you don't need to use kingmakers on tour number 8. And if you want to know more about that, then again, in the description below, click on the link to my tour 8 strategy video, and I'll go over ball value with you. So this opponent pulls out a kingmaker, and he hits the rough, and he lands in the fairway. Okay, no big deal. We're going to use our navigator, and it's very important to note here that I'm still using a navigator in terrible wind. This is over 9 miles an hour, direct headwind. It doesn't get much worse than this. It can go up to like 10.5 in this tour with the navigator, but that's it. So we're taking a full overpowered shot, which I understand that is risky, but the more overpowered shots you can take and the more it gives you the opportunity to hit perfect, the better you become. But I do want you to notice here, even with that wind and even with the power of one ball, like look at the rollout. I could have went with less overpower and just stopped right here. That would have been fine. We're clear of the trees. But we roll and we roll and we roll, and look at all this wide open space that we have. So I think that's important to note. Now our opponent takes his shot here, and even if you mess up the drive as bad as he is, you still get the opportunity to lay up in the fairway. Just like that. That's what you should be doing. Our shot here, now notice that I have direct tailwind, and I'm not even going to try to execute that shot yet because it's only 4.7. I like it to be a little stronger. But I lay up at the top of the fairway here again, so our opponent and I are both laid up. Now again, it's just going to come down to who's more accurate. He hits a perfect ball and he misses. He missed because he didn't adjust his rings properly. He's playing by feel. And that's one thing that I would never do. I don't play the game by feel. You have to use the ring system and the elevation system to be very accurate. So here you can see I'm taking that backspin approach. I'm just putting my ball guideline to the pin. And we drop this in for another eagle. So we pick up that win in regulation. Okay. So here we're playing Paul. We're getting more headwind. As you can see here, our opponent is in the sand, but for time purposes, I'm not going to show everybody's drive and how they approach the hole. But again here, I mean, you can just see that even in headwind, and that's why I showed this, even in headwind, I clip the rough, and I still roll out. So I'm trying to show you just the little things, to me, that are impactful. So here's shot number 2 against the same opponent, against Paul. And as normal, I'm going to lay up right here in the top and aim for that corner. I would have liked to got a little further up, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. And as you can see, chip into wind, so Paul did not make his shot. It's a very, very strong wind here, hitting almost 10 miles an hour. But again, a little bit of backspin. Pointing at the hole, pull it 0%. Another perfect ball. And we sneak that thing right into the cup for another win in regulation. Par 5, navigator, no problem in any wind scenario. So here's a couple more shots, just laying up, attacking the pin. Using the backspin approach here. Some people like to go full topspin. I'm not as big as a full topspin player when it's this far of a distance. I like to have a little bit more ball control for me, and it just works out. I even hit a great shot here and get very lucky to drop it in for the eagle. So that just means I misadjusted my rings, and I got lucky. But, we'll take it. So here's another strong wind, 8.5 miles per hour. I did want to put in a couple full topspin approaches for people who play with full topspin on these types of shots. Hit a great ball there too. When you play with the full topspin, it does allow you a little bit more leeway for a great shot on a very short shot with your wedge like that too. So that is one thing to note. All right, now if you want to try to gamble, and again, I'm not big on gambling on really any tour play shots because you don't need it to win. And more times than not, you don't execute the shot the way that you want to. But if you're that type of player, you can go for green on shot number 2. But the biggest thing that you need, especially with the Navigator ball, is you need a strong wind push to help you get there. So you can see here I adjusted my no elevation, and then I pushed my rings back up to max to get my distance back on my shot. Overpowering with curl. And we hit the rough when we roll out. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for. If you're able to hit that shot, you're going to win the hole almost every single time. But you do need the right wind in order to do that. So here's another one, 9.2 miles per hour with direct crosswind. You see here going to overpower. I mean, I have to hit a perfect ball to execute this shot. And we clip that rough and roll out. And we are looking to clip the rough every single time. We don't want to miss it and go flying past the hole in the pin. But anyways, that is Vineyard Acres, hole 5, par 5. I do believe if you get in the habit of laying up on the second shot and you get used to using that wedge more and more and more, it's going to make you a better tournament player. It's going to make you a better golf clash player. If you like my content, please become a subscriber. Please hit that thumbs up button and spread my channel to your clan. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.